It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Denver, where we'll see the Nuggets going up against the Chicago Bulls. And guys, for the Bulls, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. And now around the halfway point, the novelty of the new season has died down, and we're still a long way from the playoffs. Shaq, how do the players maintain focus through this stretch? How do you maintain focus?
Well,
Have you maintained focus?
Easy. You're a pro, Ernie. Do your job. That's your job.
There you go.
You know, and not only that, you got to be a real competitor. You got to want to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, good coaching, and the veterans can help you through this because the veterans have been here before. They can kind of lead you and guide you.
Do you feel focused right now?
Not at all.
No. Do you feel focused right now?
Never.
Well, that makes three of us. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's always focused.
The Star-Spangled Banner, sung by musical artist Linda Lynn. Welcome, everyone, to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. This is the first game back in Denver for the Nuggets, and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0.
An interconference matchup. Last season, they went 2-0 against this club.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap has become one of the best NBA big men when it comes to getting steals. Now, Millsap says when you're 6'8" going up against guys that are 7 feet, you're not going to be able to block their shot every time. So you try to get it down low when they bring it down. It's all about being smart and using what you have. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. And Millsap is as crafty as it gets on defense, one of the most underrated players in the game. And at this point of the season, Steve, most players have a defined role in what they're expected to do from the coaching staff. Just how important is that to have for players in the NBA to have a roadmap to follow and stay between the lines?
It's extremely important. The reason why is you want to know what a guy's going to bring you night in and night out. And obviously, throughout the game and throughout the season and in playoffs, you have some injuries. Guys' roles change. But when everybody's on the same page and doing their job, and that's a big, I could say, quote in the NBA, do your job and good things happen.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Grant is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Valentine in at the 3 slot. And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points in the ballgame. Lopez a screen. Grant. Kick out to LaVine. Drains the three-pointer.
Great play to run for Zach. Off ball, he's quick to catch and elevate.
Harris outside. Jokic kicks to Murray. Chandler is screen. All alone. They get the rebound. Jokic on the follow.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. LaVine wide open. A three-pointer off the mark. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Chandler down low. Guarded by LaVine.
And how about Markkanen using his size and reach on defense? Great timing in terms of being able to get up and block shots.
Grant dishes to Valentine. Grant outside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's LaVine. Battles through traffic and lays it in. LaVine's got 5 points so far.
He has length and he has athleticism. Both of those help him operate inside and beat good defenses.
Murray kicks to Harris. Chandler is screen. Pass to Millsap. Lets it go from 11. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
These are the fundamentals we're always talking about. Excellent bounce pass.
Grant kicks to Lopez. Millsap with the steal. Now here's Murray. He's covered by Grant. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's his first foul. Stolen by Markkanen. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Offensive rebound. Markkanen, good. Markkanen's got his first basket.
And remember, at 7 feet tall, Markkanen is tough to keep off the boards, solid at tracking down misses on that offensive glass.
Now here's Millsap. 11 points for him in that last game against the Utah Jazz.
You know what? I also like how he attacked the glass.
Oh!
That's what I'm talking about. Wow. That was nice. Attacking with purpose. LaVine takes the contact, finishes strong, now goes to the line for one more.
Bulls shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And one of the pieces of the Jimmy Butler trade this offseason, Zach LaVine finds himself as a prime building block for a rebuilding team. The Bulls see him as a star of the future.
And rightfully so, even given the fact that he's recovering from the ACL surgery. LaVine is young and can grow his game with the team. Hard to get fair value for a player of Butler's ability, but LaVine is a great place to start.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Millsap. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his third rebound on the night. LaVine inside the three-point line. Second shot opportunity. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. For Chicago, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. That's good from Lopez. Robin Lopez, a solid big man who can clean up the glass and, Greg, get you some points on the other end.
And Robin Lopez might not have great range now, but, that could change. He says he's working on a three-point shot, and his logic is that since his twin brother Brook can make threes, it can't be that hard.
Maybe. 4 on the clock. Chandler goes in. That one a little long.
I mean, he's struggling, hitting a low percentage of his shots this quarter.
LaVine for 3. They get it back. And there's the bucket from Markkanen.
And Markkanen continuing to improve inside. I mean, utilizing his height, the D has a tough time matching up with somebody with his skill set.
Chandler kicks to Jokic to end the run. He takes it up and lays it in. Jokic has got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
LaVine kicks to Markkanen. And it's off from three-point range. And here they come. Here's Harris, and he banks in the layup.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Valentine with it. Had a 24-point outing in their last game against Phoenix. Jokic with the steal. Here's Murray. It's tipped, and they're able to recover. The shot's good. And that's now 6 points for Jokic.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Chandler with the steal. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. The Nuggets making a switch here. Martin is checked in. Ball's knocked loose. Markkanen with it. He's picked up by Millsap. Fires the 3. Markkanen can't get it to go. Nuggets trail. Jokic passes to Murray. Down low, here's Barton, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key. And one of the things about Will Barton's game that, to me, makes him such a force is how unpredictable he can be. He plays at times almost like a man out of control, and it really does work to his advantage as he is a difficult guy to deal with in those one-on-one situations.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Fareed's checked in for Millsap, and Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Jamal Murray. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot two. And to back up the point with Barton in his chaotic play style, he knows exactly what he's about. Famously saying, Greg, I'm so creative most of the time, I don't know what I'm going to do.
And, you know, that might sound glib, but it is just how Barton plays. I mean, a fantastic competitor who just does what it takes to win. He gives you a little bit of everything out on the floor.
Denver making a switch here. Plumlee's checked in, really left alone that time. Chandler's got 6.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And again, no good by Chicago. On offense, here are the Nuggets. It's a 12-2 run here, good pace. Denver passing it around. Barton, they grabbed their own miss. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And pretty much every NBA player grew up playing multiple sports. Smitty, which other sports did you play as a kid growing up? And did you think maybe that would have helped you playing basketball later on?
You know, Kevin, I tried football, and it definitely helped me in basketball because I said, no, this is not for me. So let me put all my emphasis in basketball. Taking those hits, I just wasn't built for that. And after that, I ran cross country because you had to do 2 sports in my high school to be able to play one. I didn't like that either, but I think cross country really helped me with basketball.
But I can see where a lot of other sports could help with footwork and hand-eye coordination and right on down the line.
Yeah, soccer I think is #1. I watched Tony Parker, the way his movement, playing soccer. My son right now is playing soccer, Hakeem Olajuwon. I think that's the sport that coincides the best with basketball.
I would agree. They set the screen. Dunn dishes to G. 5 to shoot. 6 3-pointers off the mark.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
And Holiday has it in the corner. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's the Nuggets with the ball. They're on a 16-5 run. Here's Fareed. The rebound by Holiday. Bulls trail by 3. Stolen by Fareed. And the Nuggets over the past few seasons have done a great job as an organization of collecting talent.
And with that steady approach, they've been able to develop a star with Jokic. The Nuggets took a very disciplined approach to building this team, and you can see the depth they enjoy, and it all starts with the job this front office has done.
First free throw is good. Lyles check in for Denver. Both free throws good from Fareed.
Well, one reason this Bulls team had such a tough time getting easy wins last year, it was their shooting. Second lowest made threes in the league. Just didn't have the personnel to make it happen.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Now, Mudiay. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Utah Jazz. Here's Barton. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And let's take a quick look at the point guards this year racking up the most steals per game. In the 3rd spot, Chris Dunn.
And not only are these players tremendous at picking a ball handler's pocket, but as terrific point guards, they also know how to jump into passing lanes and get a steal or deflection that way as well.
What I love about it, these guys are dialed in defensively. That's the game plan for these guys. Defensive mindset first.
And for the Bulls and their poor shooting, had to trade some shooters mid-season as well. In fact, Smitty ended with the lowest effective field goal percentage in the NBA.
Not having shooters, that will do that to you. Overall, had a bottom 10 rated offense. For the offense they want to run, they are going to need better threats outside.
The Nuggets have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now. No good on that one.
And really, the Nuggets, a stronger team than many had predicted last season. One area that troubled them was the defensive end. And when they would lose, it was usually by being unable to come up with consistent stops.
And for the Nuggets and their defensive issues, Greg, a lot of it stemmed from their lack of rim protection.
Yeah, the inability to challenge shots in general, for that matter. And they also had problems applying pressure and forcing turnovers as a team, at the bottom of the league in terms of turnovers forced. Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Bulls shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Denver's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Here is Plumlee. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Mudiay. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And with Mudiay, although he is a heavy rotation player, Greg, he is still somewhat of a project long term.
You know, it isn't always easy to be patient with Mudiay, but that's what is needed. Slowly improving his efficiency, which is a big issue for him. And you can see the raw potential, but he has a lot of smaller things to clean up.
The first one falls. Well, last season, there seemed to be a disjoint between the Bulls players and the coaching staff in the front office. Made for a lot of off-the-court distraction, it seemed like, Smitty, and took the wind out of their sails.
You're right. There were a lot of rumors and accusations going around as to why there was a rift. I can tell you this, when things are that sour, it is hard to focus on basketball. Hopefully the Bulls can put that behind them.
Barton kicks to Lyles. He feeds it to Fareed. Pass to Barton. Shot clock at 6. Here's Lyles. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Portis. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. It's good. And the Bulls lead by 1.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
I'm loving this one. It's been back and forth with these lead changes. It's probably going to just come down to who has the ball last.
John misses. Barton. He can't get that one to fall. We'll return shortly. Close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively.
Chicago leading. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Denver, Mudiay and Barton, the guards. Plumlee out there with Kenneth Fareed. And it's Lyles in at the 3 spot.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Pass to Mudiay. Martin outside. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got 3 assists tonight. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Moutier spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and backcourt for the Nuggets.
This backcourt is really shouldering the load in terms of the ball movement and great assists. When you look at the overall contributions compared to the bigs, nice work on distributing the ball.
Steve, so much of being a great offensive player is learning to draw contact and work yourself to the free throw line. When you look at the league right now, who are some of the best in the league, in your estimation, doing that?
James Harden is one of those guys. He gets to the line, double-digit figures sometimes, free throw attempts. DeMar DeRozan, DeMarcus Cousins. I think Russell Westbrook, because he's such a guy that's in attack mode and he likes contact. The guys who like contact, they get to the line a lot.
Paul Millsap's checked in for the Nuggets. Murray comes in for Moutier. Looking at Denver, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Jazz in Utah.
And simply put, they couldn't score. They never got completely in sync in that one.
Well, that's putting it mildly. They were in total disarray. I have no idea where their heads were that night.
Bulls trail by 3. Now, here's Grant. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
And that one's good by Lopez. Lopez has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Lopez knows his length is an asset to him on the offensive end, and he used it right there.
Now here's Murray. Defense is right there. Martin passes to Jokic. The Nuggets with another miss.
When you defend a good mid-range shooter, this is how you contest without fouling.
Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Grant dishes to Valentine. And it's Denver with the rebound. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And that game is the 2nd of 2 straight at home. And another miss by Denver. Bulls had gone 2 of 6 from the field in the 2nd quarter so far. Hit his foot. And the refs whistling a kick ball. Chicago making a switch here. Markkanen's checked in. Here in the 2nd quarter, about 3 minutes played. Lopez a screen. Shoots from the line. And again, no good by Chicago. Denver's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. And the basket by Harris.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Grant kicks to Valentine. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And for so long, the Bulls really were synonymous with the best defensive teams in the league. But as a team, they've started to slip the last few years. It's something that has been lost while this team kind of retools for the future.
And for a center, Robin Lopez is definitely one of the better free throw shooters in the league.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Wilbart. And it used to be you could pencil in the Bulls as a top 10 defensive team by most metrics in any given year. But, Greg, the last few seasons, they've just been middle of the pack.
And, you know, over the history of this team, they've always been at their best when they played great defense. You go back to those Jordan years where they were marked by exceptional defense. This last group, led by Derrick Rose, similarly built on a defensive-minded philosophy. Let's just see if they get back to their roots with this new push.
In over his head on the layup attempt there. Too much defensive pressure.
Murray with it. Now defended by Grant. Here's Jokic, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Jokic has got 8 points.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Nugget lead is cut down to a point with the bucket from Valentine. Murray, the pass to Jokic. In the corner, it's Harris. They get it back. And again, Jokic. Jokic has got 4 points in the quarter.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
And here's Levine, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Lopez kicks to Markkanen. The feed now to Levine. Lopez a screen. Another shot. Levine can't hit.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
And even at this level of basketball, players are still developing their ability to handle and finish with their offhand. What was that process, Steve, like for you?
I think when you start to look at basketball, if you're a right-handed player, coaches always will talk defensively, push him left. And most of the times you're going to get pushed to your offhand. And if you're starting to make the team pay with your offhand, then they'll play you more honest. And then you have advantage because you can go right or left. But when teams and defenders understand you can't go to your offhand, that's the way you're going. So the more you can work on that left hand, if you're right-handed, that makes the defense more honest.
Was that a career-long thing for you? Did it take you the length, or was it something that you established early in your career and just kind of carried through your many years in the league?
It was pretty good because I worked on it, Kevin, but I would think I was probably still about 70-30, maybe 60-40. The guys that are 50-50, where you, no matter where you push them and they can make plays, a guy that I look at, Mike Conley, his floaters left and right is no different. It's hard to guard guys like that.
Grant dishes to Markkanen. 4 on the clock. Here's Levine.
They are really struggling from the floor.
Not enough on that one as it misses. And slam dunk by Harris.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
And it's Murray with the jam.
Can't allow Murray to beat you to the rack. He really turns on the Jets in the open floor.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And you saw that offensive flow they got into, really maximized everything they do well.
What you try to do is dictate the pace, play to your strengths. They were successful at both.
Lopez, and it's good, 2 points. Lopez has got 6 points in the quarter.
Great concentration from Lopez to absorb the contact and finish the play off anyway.
Wide open look here for Murray. Jokic, great positioning on the putback. And the Nuggets lead by 9.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
It's stolen by Harris. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Here's Murray, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Jaren Grant.
And really, Murray is so crafty at getting contact on his drives, just fearless going to the hole.
It's his first trip to the line, and he knocks down the first one. And when the Nuggets are clicking on offense, Greg, they are a joy to watch.
You know they are, and one reason is because they're one of the better passing teams in the league. And right near the top in terms of assists per game last season. And all players on this roster at all positions look to make that extra pass to get an easy bucket.
Here's Jokic. Chicago grabs the miss. Markkanen's got 5 rebounds tonight. And Mirotic kicks to Valentine. Chandler with the steal. That shot missing. And it's Chicago the other way. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession for the Nuggets. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Trey Lyles comes in for Paul Millsap. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Murray. The Bulls also changing it up. Justin Holiday comes in for Robin Lopez. And it's done in for Valentine. Harris inside the line. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Harris has got 6 here in this quarter. Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Moutier kicks to Plumlee. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. There's the pass to Harris. Just 5 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. They get it back. It's good on the putback.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Plumlee with the steal. This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Portis, he's checked in for Markkanen. Good on the second free throw. 1:53 left in the second quarter. G passes to Mirotic. Off target from three-point range.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Will Barton, he's checked in for Gary Harris.
After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
Bulls trail by 15, and it's done in the corner. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup. Dunn's got his second bucket of the game to go.
There's just no way you are stopping Dunn when he's that close to the bucket. A skilled finisher and amazing athlete.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Shooting for Denver, Mason Plumlee.
That free throw, no good. The Nuggets making a switch here. Fareed is checked in. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
And they've had their difficulties from the line here in the second. Could extend their lead if they just make some more free throws. They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Moutier kicks to Lyles. He dishes it to Barton. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Barton's got 12 points in the game. Right side Holiday. Dunn dishes to Mirotic. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The shot's good from Fareed.
They are just killing them on the interior.
To the wing right side. And it's done in the corner. And Mirotic kicks to G. Mirotic the screen. G. Denver grabs the miss. Barton's got 3 rebounds now in this one. This one for 3. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And again, Chicago, no good. That shot is off. And so it's Denver. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. Some incredible work in this one by Nikola Jokic. He had 12 points, 2 steals, and 10 rebounds. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else. Their control
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Bulls trail by 15. Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Markkanen and Lopez are together down low. Zach LaVine is out there with Grant, and it's Valentine in at the 3. LaVine kicks to Valentine. Nailed from three-point land. Valentine's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Bulls. Chandler outside. Pass to Jokic. LaVine against Chandler. Just 4 to shoot. Denver needs to get off a shot. Here's Murray. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got 6 rebounds in the game. Grant kicks to LaVine. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Markkanen passes to LaVine. And then jammed down as he goes right over Jokic.
The creativity, extreme athleticism. You see why Zach's won the dunk contest multiple times.
That unleashed chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Here's Millsap, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Nuggets lead by 12.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple of shots, you are in rhythm.
Lopez, a screen on Harris. And LaVine, here we go. Oh! He blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Millsap kicks to Chandler. Harris outside. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Markkanen's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Valentine kicks to Markkanen, and the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Chicago calls timeout.
And coach most likely wants to address their turnover issues. The offense looks forced right now, rush. There's no synergy to it. They have to find a way to work together and remain aggressive without making mistakes.
LaVine dishes to Lopez, and the call will be against Robin Lopez. That is his first foul of the game. The Nuggets leading by 12. Murray kicks to Harris. Pass to Jokic. Back to Harris. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harris has got 10 points.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
No good from Grant. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half.
And last season, how about the jump to true stardom that Jokic was able to make? There was a stretch where every game he just looked more and more incredible. Truly gave this team, I think, a franchise player in the blink of an eye.
Back to Grant. Feeds to Valentine. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Murray with it. Now defended by Grant. Now here's Murray. Tight defense on him. Chandler is screen. Murray kicks to Harris. A 3. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts. And for so many fans, Greg, of Jokic, it wasn't a surprise to see his play blossom last season.
And boy, did he. Jokic is so skilled for a big man, having played point guard growing up. Still very young and looks to be a star
for a long time.
Lopez knows how to make himself as wide as possible and bury the defender with a screen.
For Chicago, they have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. The Nuggets leading by 16. Murray with it. He has 5. Millsap kicks to Harris. Jokic sets the screen for Harris. The shot by Chandler, wide open. His three-pointer's off the mark. Grant outside. To the wing on the left. Valentine kicks to Levine. It's good from long range. Levine's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Tough to challenge Levine out there. Big lift on his shot, and you must close out quicker on him.
Denver's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Dishes it to Murray. Fires the 3. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 4 assists now tonight. Levine kicks to Valentine. He gets it in there. Valentine's got 10.
Making a dent in this deficit. He's been on point tonight.
Murray with it. Grant on him. There's the dish to Millsap. Stolen by Grant. Levine against Harris. Grant kicks to Valentine. He feeds it to Markkanen. And it's sent back by Millsap.
And Millsap, for his size, a pretty good rim protector.
Poked away, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
You know, I wonder, where's the passion? You can't afford a no-show here on the defensive glass.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Fareed comes in for Paul Millsap. Will Barton, he's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Gary Harris. Chicago also making some changes. Portis, he's checked in for Markkanen. Mirotic comes in for Valentine. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Jaren Grant.
Another one for Zach. He has a scorer's mentality. Very dangerous when he gets into rhythm.
Now here's Mudiay. He's guarded closely. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Levine.
Well, he has turned in a complete offensive performance so far, and he isn't through yet. I mean, you have to admire the work rate he's put in to get open on every trip. Even when he isn't the one scoring, he is affecting the defense as they have to gravitate towards him.
The first free throw is good. And Smitty, they say players are made in the summer, the off season, when they can really work on things on their game. Especially these days, players will hire top-level trainers and coaches for individual work during the off season.
You know, Kevin, I love it. The guys are putting in those emphasis on their bodies with trainers and coaches. But I know sometimes I've heard stories where the teams want you to work on this, maybe say your mid-range games, but then guys have these coaches are just working on their threes. So I think guys got to be careful just hiring anybody. You want to work on your game, but I think also it has to be a balance what the team wants and what you want.
Steve, I've heard that too, and I think teams they like the work in the offseason, but it's got to be directed the right way.
Yes.
And if you're a part of a team in a long-term project, I think you've got to take the direction and follow the compass that your team has given you.
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of times teams are getting upset because now you're seeing these individual coaches and trainers starting to come on NBA time, work out on NBA time, and I think that's when it started to become somewhat of a problem.
Done. From outside, off the mark.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Lyles, covered by Mirotic. Shots good by Lyles. And the Nuggets lead by 20. Chicago's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Here's Mirotic, drills the three-pointer. Mirotic has got 14 points.
The outside shot is effortless for Mirotic. He makes it look so easy.
And Levine comes to help. Back to Barton. Kicks it to Plumlee. Right wing. Wide open look. Good. He's got 5. Now Dunn. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. LaVine kicks to Dunn. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And Mirotic has it in the corner. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Zach LaVine. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. Putting up about 10 points a night, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. So much of what this team does revolves around his offense.
He stacks up points. Reason why? Because that's his mindset. He wants to carry the load and clearly is successful at it.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul. Justin Holiday's checked in for Chicago. G comes in for LaVine. Here's Moutier. He's got 8. Got a piece of it. Shot clock at 6. Out to the right wing. The Nuggets keep it going. A new 24-second shot clock. This break in the action gives us a chance to show you the NBA's current fast break specialists. Number 5, the Nuggets.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the athletes to run the break all game long. So that's their edge. They're always looking to take advantage.
He misses the free throw. That one is no good. Bulls trail by 19. Passes it to G. Tipped away and stolen by Barton. Now here's Moutier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Dunn kicks to G. Out to the right wing. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Rockets. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And, of course, the Nuggets, 5.5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Nuggets, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
I agree. They're not going to be able to coast. They're going to have to battle their way into the postseason. But maybe they'll toughen up by the time the playoffs arrive.
And there's the pass to Portis. Over Plumlee, and it comes off the front of the rim. The Nuggets leading by 23. Here's Barton. With the second effort, it's tipped. There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Mirotic the screen. And Holiday kicks to G. And Mirotic has it in the corner. And out of bounds it is. Last touch by Mirotic. Maurice checked in for Denver. The Bulls also changing it up. Markkanen, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. And it's Denzel Valentine in for G. 20 seconds left to play in the third. Now here's Moutier. Not a lot of room. They set the pick. Over to the left wing. Murray for 3. That one, no good. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Nuggets ahead. They finish off the third quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And And here are the Nuggets now. Mudiay out there with Murray. Then it's Plumlee. Then it's Will Barton. And it's Fareed in at the force line. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Chicago with the ball. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Mirotic's shot is off.
Nice move inside. Has the defender beat. Just fails to finish.
For the 3, Chandler doesn't go for him. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Markkanen passes to Portis. Now here's Valentine. Martin defending. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Smitty, with your perspective from your years in the league, as you watch the game now, what are some of the things you most enjoy watching or paying attention to when you watch an NBA game?
I think different. You know, back in my day, it was more of the 1, 2, the 3rd option guys on the team. They got the basketball the majority of the time. I love the way now guys move the basketball around. It gets to the 5th option, and those guys are a threat. And also, those guys knock down more big shots now. Not just the superstars. So just watching the game evolve to more of a team game, it's a joy to watch, Kevin.
Is there better coaching now, you think, overall, Steve, than when you played? That's not an indictment of the coaches that you had, but is there more of it now? Is there better coaching or bigger staffs for sure?
I think it was better coaching back in my day, but I think the philosophies have changed right now. I think they have better philosophies on how to approach the game, but I think overall it was better coaching in my day.
It's a very good answer.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Jokic has checked in for Mason Plumlee. The Nuggets leading by 23. And here is Murray. Here's Millsap. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Grant kicks to Markkanen. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Paul Millsap picks one up.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball. And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Gary Harris is checked in for the Nuggets. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That's his 4th foul of the evening. He needs to be careful now. Pick and choose where to be aggressive.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Denver gets it back.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the boards.
Now here's Murray. Defense is right there. He kicks it to Harris. Millsap a screen on Mirotic. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jokic. Tries again. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Free throw, good. Jokic. And the new CBA hammered out Smitty last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on and I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
They set the pick. Markkanen dishes to Valentine. Unloads. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. LaVine's checked in for Chicago. Valentine with it. Harris is there. Levine passes to Valentine. The three-pointer, no good.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. And that'll be his third foul so far. Well, Steve, with the rise of NBA message boards and increased coverage from beat writers, NBA players have plenty of opportunity to read up on opinions of what people are saying about that player. Is this something that is impossible to avoid? And do some players read fan opinions about themselves? Are they reading these critiques?
Yeah, I think they are. Some players read it too much. Fans have a voice, but you don't have to read the good or the bad. But going back to the beat writers, I think a lot of times a beat writer is one of those guys that you see every day. And you're looking to challenge him when he writes something bad, and also you want to pat him on the back when he writes something good. But I think you got to look at the beat writer and understand he's doing his job. You got to kind of separate that. But a lot of times when there's a beat writer interact with a player, a lot of times it's bad, especially if the beat writer has written something negative toward the player. I wish they could separate those guys, and also the players can separate the beat writers from fans.
The Nuggets with another miss.
You can see the frustration. They hold the lead, but he wants to be able to contribute.
In the corner, Valentine with it. Here's Lopez. That shot is off. Good defense by Jokic. Harris outside. There's the feed to Murray. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Harris from downtown. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
And that's his 2nd triple of the game. Hadn't hit any in the first half. Maybe they made an adjustment at the break.
Levine kicks to Grant. Here's Markkanen. And the Bulls with another miss.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Grant with a screen on Millsap. Pass to Markkanen. The 3-ball. Nice yet again. And it's Lopez laying it in.
You love the way Robin Lopez just goes after those missed shots. That's where he can do damage.
Murray dishes to Millsap. Pass to Jokic. Chandler outside. To the middle. Lopez with the steal. Levine passes to Valentine. No good on the 3. Denver leading by 22. Murray kicks to Millsap. And Millsap slams it in.
No finesse that time. Millsap attacking the rim.
Chicago's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Levine kicks to Markkanen over Millsap. Bulls with a fresh shot clock. Grant gets a wide open look. The good-looking shot from the wing.
He could have easily been selfish there and taken the shot, but he smartly kicked it out for a wide open look.
Murray kicks to Millsap. Passes it to Jokic. And Denver again with the bucket.
That's where it starts, for sure. At the defensive end, comebacks are always triggered by aggressive D, and that was anything but aggressive there.
Levine for 3, drains it from beyond the arc. Levine's got 10 points in just the second half.
All about converting your opportunities. He just hit his 2nd 3 of this half, 3rd of the night.
And Smitty, I heard somewhere that both Larry Bird and Kevin Durant did a lot of wrist strengthening exercises when they were growing up. How important is wrist strength to basketball players, and especially shooters like yourself?
You know, when you're taught the game of shooting a basketball, Kevin, they say get your legs into it. But there's sometimes you are in situations where the only thing you can do is use your arms and your wrists. And you see guys right now from a flat-out standstill position deep behind the three-point line, a la Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. They're just shooting it with all arms and wrists. So it's very important to strengthen your wrists and your arms.
And did you do that? Did you do any of that wrist strengthening when you played, and did you adhere to that?
I did not, Kevin. All I did was did some push-ups.
Jokic a screen. Left side, Harris. It's good. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Here's Grant. He dishes it to Lopez. Grant the pass to Levine. Lopez a screen. Goes up off the pick. And the jam by Levine.
Up in the rafters, Zach LaVine climbs the ladder as quickly as anyone.
The Nuggets leading by 20. Murray kicks to Millsap. Murray the pass to Jokic. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
And he's doing it efficiently, taking makeable shots. That's led to a high percentage from the field.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Pulls up on the wing. And that one comes up a bit short.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
And it's Grant in the corner. His three-pointer's off the mark. The Nuggets shooting at 42% in this final quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Nuggets.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Jokic.
He played with a lot of fire, a lot of heart, especially on the glass. He's one of those guys who acts like every rebound is his, and many of them were tonight.
Valentine shot good.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Murray dishes to Chandler. Off the left rim and out. Outside, Levine feeds it to Lopez. From deep. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Great look there from Robin Lopez. Rare to see a big man with that kind of playmaking ability.
So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Mason, your game has expanded some, and what has that process been like?
You know, you just learn something new every game. You have to study your opponent.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and